morning. You're listening to 92.7 Arrow FM. Good morning. You're listening to 92.7 Arrow FM. That was a bit of a shaky start there. And this is a Nothing Personal show with Nikki King. And we're sponsored by Wairarapa Osteopathy and Fuzzbox Designs, which is my business. And we're part of, well, this show is sort of part of the Wairarapa Women in Business networking group. We do get a lot of our guests from there. But this morning we've got a very interesting guest. We've got Brian Stott from Brian's Furniture. And I'll be flicking over to him in a moment. The Wairarapa Women in Business group is based on Facebook, and it's just a low-cost networking group. We do 2 breakfasts a month. We do the first Friday club is at Clareville Bakery on a Friday, and it's at 8:30, and anyone can come along to that if you're part of the group. And the third Friday group is in Masterton at Don Luciano, and that's on the third Friday, obviously. And you can get there from 8, because Shari's usually there from Hot Yoga for You, so she's there from 8. And if you want to turn up at 8 o'clock and be there as long as you want to at Don Luciano, that's really good. And we get there, we network, we sort of buy off each other, we have breakfast, and it's just basically a nice place to catch up with someone if you work on your own in your business. So you're welcome to join. Just go over to the Facebook group and join the page. There's a couple of questions you need to answer, and then when you've answered those questions, you can join and be part of the fun. Anyway, I'm going to go over to Brian now. So hello, Brian, how are you?
Oh, great, Nikki. Great.
Yeah. So do you want to sort of introduce yourself and tell us a bit about what you do?
Right. Hi, I'm Brian, and we've got Brian's Furniture here in Masterton. We've been operating here for 15 years, 17 years now. It's interesting you're talking about your women's group as well, because the key to our business, I believe, is the strong woman we've got working there.
Yeah.
I often joke that it's like working with 3 wives. And, but as long as I make the cuppers right, we're fine. Everything runs smoothly. Yeah, I'm originally from Christchurch, born and bred, and lived in North Canterbury for the last 6 years before we moved up 17 years ago to the Wairarapa. My wife Rachel, she was born in Paetua, grew up in Alfreton, so she's a Wairarapa girl, and we've now got a young family which is at the local schools, and it's a great place. You can always, I say to people, you can always visit the big cities or overseas these days, but as far as lifestyle goes, we've got a little bit of paradise here.
Oh, it's great here, isn't it? You wake up in the morning and you've got those beautiful mountains that you can look at, and especially when they've got a bit of snow on them, they look beautiful. Mm-hmm. And so much to do here.
Yeah, there's heaps.
Yeah, so you've got Brian's Furniture. Do you want to tell people where that is?
Yeah, we're at 132 Lincoln Road, which is just before the railway line on the corner of Railway Crescent. Look, it's a big shop, so if you drive down Lincoln Road and you miss it, you probably shouldn't have your licence.
That's right.
And look, there's a huge selection. We've got almost 20,000 square foot of showroom, beds, lounge suites, dining furniture, barbecues, outdoors furniture, which is all the go at the moment. So yeah, if we don't have it, I'd be surprised. But we've got access to a lot more as well. So if you have anything particular in mind, don't be afraid to ask.
No. So, what got you into furniture? What was the big draw? How did you get into that?
Whoa. Well, I need to...
Go back.
I know I only look about 30, but no, I need to turn the clock back 30-something years. Look, I left school, didn't know what to do, bummed around on the dole with a motorbike, and would go down lie on the beach for 6 months, and then I needed some money. So I put an ad in the local paper, and employment wanted, and
cool.
I got a call. Got a call from a manager at that time with Smith and Brown, which was the company's no longer available, and Stu Ellis, great first boss. He led by example. He was always there before the employees, always getting everything tidy, ready to go, trucks loaded. So he was a great role model first up. I started in furniture when I was about 18.
Yeah.
And sort of just I don't know anything else now. Qualified for nothing else.
So you started working for somebody else?
Yep. And yeah, for Smith & Brown, and then they got taken over in the 80s by Smith City.
Right.
And I worked for them for 17 years, managing their, some of their stores
Right.
in the South Island, and then had the opportunity to move up to Masterton with a company called Hazelwoods.
Right.
And then brought the Masterton store, the Masterton business, and that's now merged into Brian's Furniture, and it's been that way for over 10 years now.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's quite cool then. So you, at some stage you decided that you would be the boss and take over and buy a business.
Yeah, look, it was all quite scary, to be honest. When you can't do it. You need funding from somewhere, so you go to the bank cap in hand, and they help you with a business plan, and so it's a learning process on the go. But yeah, some wicked twist or fate, or clerical error, they loaned us some money to buy the business, and went from there. So yeah, thankful for the support I've had. You can't do it all yourself.
No.
And it's when I was listening to you talking about your woman in business as well.
Yeah.
I've got friends with stores around the country, and when we get together for buying trips or meetings, it's not all about product.
No.
You can get. All you need to do is pick up a couple of little gems of something that somebody is doing, and it doesn't necessarily need to be related directly to your business.
No,
but
that's right.
But if you can utilise that in what you're doing, it's well worth it. So that networking is a great idea. There's very few new ideas in life, but you can take existing ones and tweak them a little bit.
Exactly.
Always look for improvement. That's what I've been doing for the last 10 years or so. Yeah,
and even though you've got employees around you, being at the top of a business, being the boss or being the director, because I've got a small business, there's only two of us, but being the director is quite a responsibility sometimes, and just to be with other people who do that is quite good, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And, you have colleagues in the same industry, and the genuine ones, share their feelings on not just when they're having a good time, but when they're struggling as well, and that's time to support, and because it's never 100% rosy in business.
No,
one day you feel like buying a Porsche, and the next day you're thinking, have I got enough for potatoes?
Exactly. I think that's like cash flow is the big thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think every business has peaks and troughs. Like we were talking before we came on there, and you were saying the same sort of thing. Peaks and troughs happen for everyone.
That's right. So so if you have colleagues or friends, you can discuss that with it. That helps, because there is a lot of pressure. You've got bills and wages to pay, and then when you've got wages to pay, you've got families to support, and that plays in the back of your mind as well. But like I mentioned before, I've got a good team at work.
Yes.
If I get too stressed, they just say, tell me to eat something.
Yeah.
Because I'm probably hungry.
Yeah, I get like that. Yeah, especially since I've been working out. It's like one of those things, you get really hungry. You're like, oh my goodness. And I wasn't eating enough protein, which is quite interesting. You don't realise how much protein you need when you're working out. So.
Yep, and when to eat as well.
Exactly. And I think when we're in business, this is another thing, and I know a lot of women, when I speak to them, you have to look after yourself to be able to think properly and do work properly, don't you? I think you need to...
Well, you do, and I don't think that's something I think that's something you grow into.
Yeah, that's right.
Because when you first get your business, it's every waking moment, and it took me probably 4 or 5 years of actually owning the business and having the responsibility of the debt and the bills and that. Probably took me 4 or 5 years to realise that you'll never catch up on all the paperwork.
No.
You'll never do it.
Not the emails.
If you're a little bit late on something, it's not the be-all or end-all. But the important thing is to try and be upfront and honest with suppliers, customers, and
that's right.
And then that comes back in kind. So
that's right.
Those added stresses and just little ways of handling it. Exercise is a great way.
Yeah, that's right.
Whether it's going to CrossFit like yourself, or whether it's playing golf or swimming.
Yeah.
Pick something where you can just shut off for half an hour or an hour at a time.
Yeah.
Clear the mind.
And your staff, because it's quite interesting having you on, because I've not had somebody who manages heaps of staff often, so it's quite cool. You've got a lot of good staff. It feels good when you come into your shop. How do you recruit those great staff?
Yeah, quite. It's all about me, isn't it?
No, but the staff as well. They're brilliant. They are great staff.
It probably, look, a lot of that comes from, I believe, a previous employer, Colin, that I had at Smith City, and he treated people like he'd like to be treated.
Yeah.
So I mean, it sounds a bit biblical, but
no.
that's the way you do it. You treat people how you'd like to be treated, and also empower people to make decisions.
Yeah.
You're all, even though there's a certain hierarchy, I suppose, and responsibilities. If people don't have the ability to make decisions,
yes,
they'll never personally develop. Okay, so even though I'd hate to lose anybody or to leave the business, because I do have a great team, the number one thing is, if they do want to take on another challenge, and I've helped prepare them well for that, for their life, that's satisfying as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that's, I'm not trying to make it sound all lovey-dovey type of thing. But I think at the start, I haven't for a long, long time employed anybody with experience.
Yeah, you said that to me once when I came to your shop. Yeah.
So if we look at retail, and it can apply to a lot of different businesses, but if you look at the basics of what we need, we probably need someone who's well presented.
Yeah.
Or can be well presented. Somebody who has a certain amount of manners, or at least knows when to use them and when not to use them.
Yeah.
And if you can sit down and have a conversation with a stranger.
Yes.
So if I interview somebody, quite often it's not dissimilar to this.
Yeah.
We'll have a cuppa each, and we'll sit down and just tell me a bit about yourself, and what do you like about the job. Everything else we can teach them.
Yes.
And it's even in our business, there's a lot to learn.
Yes.
A lot of product that it probably takes 18 months plus for them to get comfortable, and there'll be a few mistakes along the way.
Yes.
But right from the early days, encourage them to make their own decisions. Okay, within limitations, and then once they're in what they're doing, it gets to a high degree of accuracy with those decisions, we'll move up to the next level, make more decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at the end of it, there's better job satisfaction, people stay for longer, and it frees up my time.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
So I can just have a half a day off and come and talk with you, Nikki.
Yeah, that's cool. And they are lovely staff. It's every time I come into your store, it's really nice. They're all chatty and real cool, sort of nice kinds of people as well, and very knowledgeable.
Yeah, they are. Look, in a nutshell, we want. To keep the business going, obviously, it's obvious we need to sell furniture to pay the bills and everything. But beyond that, we really want to satisfy somebody's needs today and do it properly, so they'll come back tomorrow for the next purchase. Yeah. And that's not dissimilar to any business, whether you've got a cake shop or whether you're selling tyres. You do your service properly and make it easy for people.
That's right.
And if they're going to free up their time, they should come back. Exactly.
And I'm just wondering now, I just had a thought in my head there. When I used to work in hotels years and years ago, and every time I went to a hotel, I would judge them on their service, because that's what I was really keen on. So when you go into another shop, do you judge other people's service? Because there's some shocking service out there.
I notice things.
Yeah.
I don't judge.
No.
So here's an example. So I mentioned before, Rachel and I went up to Napier over the weekend, and we stopped in a place, and the service, the natural ability of these two guys that were there to have conversation, to ask questions and engage you, and then one had to leave and the other one took over for the payment and everything like that. So that's so what I'm actually going to do is, it's easy for people to write or to phone up with bad stuff.
Yep.
But we forget to comment on the good stuff.
That's right.
And these two had a natural ability to make you feel at home, but still gave efficient service as well. So I'm going to write the company a letter and or send an email and let them know.
Oh, that's nice.
It was actually a mobile service station.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
But these two probably didn't have formal training, but just had, if the organisation could clone their style.
Yes.
Like I'd imagine they would have all the locals going there.
Yeah.
Even though just down the road was a bigger service station, I would imagine all the locals would go to them and they'd be quite successful for the size, just because of their interaction with the customers.
Yeah, I think it does make a difference. And service stations are a place where that you would notice that, because I went to Z the other week and I was in a hurry, and I think I was coming round to you actually, and this person made it really easy, cleaned my windscreen, put the gas in, and it was done really quickly, and he was very nice. And I was thinking, I must go there again, you know.
You know how to put the gas in yourself if you need to.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, of course I do.
I'm just wondering.
But this guy just made it very quick and easy. I was like, oh. In fact, in Britain, we don't have anybody putting the gas in for you at all. It was quite an interesting thing when we came to New Zealand. All these people wanted to put your gas in. It was like, do they charge for that?
Or do they work here, or are they trying to jack the car?
Exactly. So it was like, oh. So we used to, and in England years ago, we used to obviously put like £10 in or something. You know, you didn't have that lock thing or the thing where you put the numbers in. So like, I was like, you can put numbers in here, and the pump stop and shit.
That's right. Yeah, it's like electronics.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, we did have electronics, but it did. I don't know. It just didn't seem the thing that people did in the UK. Mind you, I don't know whether Pete always put the petrol in or not. I just couldn't remember it anyway.
Yeah.
But so service is a really important part of business, I think. And you've got like services in your store, like people can come and get fitted for a bed. Is that right?
Yeah, you can. Look, sometimes we concentrate in life in just more like a commodity product. So just a big pile of product, and that'll do. And then you grab something, and quite often you regret it. Beds and chairs seem to be in that category. And beds is one of those. You know, a good night's sleep is very emotive. We all get grouchy sort of the next day, and then the rest of the family pays for it, or your work colleagues pay for it if you had a bad night's sleep. And it's easy to blame the bed, isn't it?
It is.
You know, it's so easy.
It is.
But even an existing bed, it doesn't change overnight.
No.
You know, the changes in it and the flattening out of the foam or the contouring happens over months or even years. So there's different things that contribute to a good night's sleep. So the right bed for you is obviously one of them. And if you come into the shop, we'll ask you lots of questions before you even lie on a bed. So we'll ask you what your current bed's like, what you like about it, what you don't like about it. We might ask you if you've got any allergies, because there's some products in beds which are better for allergies than others.
Really?
Yeah, there is.
I didn't know that.
Antibacterial and non-allergenic.
Oh, right, okay.
Latex is one of those. We might ask if you're a particularly hot sleeper, because there's some products which, some specially made foams, which can help combat that. But again, they're only helps. So, and we'll then fit you into the right bed for you, for your size, for your shape, weight. Consider what your partner wants as well, if they're there, and hopefully come up with a good compromise. So we take the time for that. And again, all along the process of, if we do the job right there, well, you'll need a chair one day.
Yeah,
or
that's
you'll need
right.
a dining table one day, or a barbecue. So
that's right.
And we also, as people though, and I know this, I personally, I need a very soft bed because
Yes.
I've got a dodgy shoulder, so I need my shoulder to sort of sink in. Otherwise, it feels like you've been in a vice all night. So there's different things we can do to help ourselves, whether it's exercise, diet,
Yes.
all those health issues, which will contribute to a good night's sleep as well.
Yep.
Plus, of course, a good bed.
Yeah. There used to be an advert in England that said, you know, you should get a good pair of shoes and a good bed because if you're not in one, you're in the other.
Oh, yeah, I say that shoes, bed, chair.
Yeah.
Yep, but shoes is a biggie. Yep,
Yeah,
I learned
yeah.
that years ago. I've got quite wide feet, and I bought a cheaper pair of shoes once, but it was just vinyl tops, and vinyl doesn't stretch like leather.
Yep.
Boy, it was bad news. So yeah, good.
And they make your feet sweat. My
So,
husband,
good
he
shoes.
hates vinyl shoes. He's like, oh no, these,
Yeah.
you know, terrible things. Yeah. And so you've got like lazy boys as well in there, so you can fit people to the right chair as well.
Yeah, yep. Again, we're all different heights, different shapes,
Yep.
different sizes. Huge range of lazy boys. We've got probably one of the biggest ranges or the biggest lazy boy galleries. So the biggest
Wow.
range of lazy boy product in the country. And look, if you're 6'4" or 5'2", there's a couple of, and say you're a couple.
Yep.
There's a couple of models where you can have the same design but in a bigger size,
Wow, that's
and
cool.
get it done in the same fabric, so it doesn't look too out of place in the same room.
Wow.
Or go for things totally different. But we've got a good idea of looking at somebody, what chair is going to support them best.
Yeah.
The right leg length, so your feet aren't dangling, or your knees aren't, you know, round your ears going the other way, and the right support, and then we can order them in fabrics, leathers, all sorts. That's on the lazy boy side, and
Yep.
then on the
You've got stressless as well, eh?
yeah. So the stressless chair, that's a unique product, probably one of the best chairs in the world, and available in leather and fabric in different sizes, and that has a couple of unique features where the headrest, when you recline, automatically tilts forward a little bit.
Oh, nice.
So, you know, especially if you wear glasses and you want to watch the TV and you're sort of looking down your nose, it props your head up a little bit for that. And then when it sits up, the headrest pops back a little bit, but then the lumbar support comes out.
Oh, nice.
This is all done automatically, and it sort of tilts to your own weight and where you are. So best thing to do is come in and try it out, because it's a type of chair, once in a lifetime chair.
Yeah.
And again, they're fantastic.
Yeah, because
But there's all sorts of other furniture as well, New Zealand made. Recliners and all sorts.
you've got all sorts of brands up at the shop, hey? It's quite a massive shop. You can have a good wander around. I went round with my camera the other day and it was like...
Oh, you did? Yep, that's right. I did too.
It was good fun. It was, there's lots of stuff that if you do go around the shop, you look at that. And you've got like sort of also some accessories.
Yeah, we do. Popular this time of year.
Yeah.
For gifts and Christmas coming up.
Yep.
And really, we do sell quite a few accessories, whether it's mirrors, big clocks seem to be the go at the moment.
They do, don't they?
And some of those are pretty cool, to vases and flowers. They also help complement the rest of the furniture,
Yes.
the showroom. So it's important that they're there for smaller purchases and gifts, but also to complement the showroom. Otherwise, it's hard to visualise a lounge suite sometimes in a big space.
Yeah, that's
unless
right.
you have it looking a little bit like a room setting.
Yeah.
So we do our best to make them look quite natural.
Yeah, because that must be another skill that you have. You've got to sort of address all these little areas to highlight the products. I'm absolutely rubbish at interior design. So it's like looking at these things gives you ideas. So that's a good skill.
It is, and I've got different skills, so I'm not so good on that. I've got different skills, so I've good at spatial. So as far as organising the storeroom, and fitting product into different areas, and a good awareness of how much product you can fit into a space and how we want it to look. As far as the finishing touches go and the interiors, I'm just hopeless. A bit like yourself, I could probably spend about an hour and a half trying to put a throw onto the side of a couch, organising it.
And then one of your staff will be great at that, won't they?
Glenda and Jane, they'll just walk past and just throw it over the corner, and it's like, oh, that looks good. So there's some things I just admit what you can't do.
Yeah.
Concentrate on what you can do properly.
I'm far too symmetrical. I want to put everything symmetrical, and it doesn't really look very homely when you do that at all. It's like, oh, I want to put it in a box, and I think that's my design ahead. Everything needs to, and everything. I want a clean look, but I also want it to feel nice. So it's like I get this whole dichotomy thing going on,
Yeah, I mean, that's the difference. I mean, you can live in a house or live in a home.
Yeah, that's right.
And and quite often the showroom won't be like somebody's home. We'll have, at the moment, I think I left a coffee cup on the side table at home, and there's a magazine and bits and pieces like that. And I need, after the show, I'll race back and race back home and sort it out before Rachel gets home. So, yeah.
Well, I've got a house full of males.
Oh, lucky.
Lucky. Could be, but they're not very tidy.
Oh, I've heard your workspace isn't the best.
Oh, sometimes it isn't. No, sometimes it isn't.
So, how did your wedding anniversary go on Saturday?
I know.
That was weird, wasn't it?
It was weird. We were just talking. Well, I'll let you tell that story because you're good at telling stories.
Oh, Nikki was just saying. I said to her, "What did you get up to in the weekend?" He said, we had our wedding anniversary on Saturday, 17 years." And I looked at her and I said, "The 10th, Saturday, 17 years. Well, just snap."
We got married on the same
day.
Same day?
Different countries.
How weird is that?
It is.
That was weird. Yeah.
We've got lucky spouses at home.
I know. Really lucky spouses, eh? So also, I know. So you went off and did some fun at Napier.
Yep. We've got a caravan, and every once in a while we'll sort of get away and just go to a campground or park up, a friend camping somewhere. So no, we found a little camping ground in Napier in Esk Valley, and a place a little bit run down, but great people working there. But best thing was there's a winery right across the road. So we parked up there, saw the winery, parked up, got things set up.
Yep.
40 minutes later, we were up having, sampling a couple out of the first bottle.
Nice.
And then. Yeah, and then staggering back. So that was a good start.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, we were at Battle of the Bands this weekend. If you watch this programme regularly, you'll probably know that I was mentioning that last week. We unfortunately didn't get through, but we did do the performance of our lifetime. We put lots of effort in. Sam's amp blew up. And we managed to pull that off. I do not know how we did that and not stop in the song, but we didn't. We were playing a song called Caffeine, which was quite funny. So, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play some music from one of the bands that was in the Heats with us, and they're called Dream State Empire. Now, if you have been following Spank at all, you've been to one of our gigs, these guys, the lead singer of this band, Dream State Empire, used to be in a band called Free the Cats, and his name's Nick Hill, and he is now fronting up this band Dream State Empire, and he's got an awesome voice. He sounds a bit like Jim Morrison from The Doors, he's just amazing. So he's in this band Dream State Empire. They've actually got through to the regional final. So if you're in Wellington and you're watching this, get down to the regional final next Friday and go and vote for one of those bands, because you've got the power to choose who goes through to the big finals down in Auckland. And these guys, they're really good. So I'm going to play a little bit of their stuff. This is called Black Daylight.
you want, and this is not what we become. What you want, what you need, and secret to me. Black daylight, black daylight. What you want, what you need, and secret to me. Black daylight, black daylight. Black daylight, black daylight, black daylight. What you want, what you need, and secret to me. Black daylight, black daylight. What you want, what you need, and secret to me. Black daylight, black daylight. Black daylight. Black daylight. Black daylight. Black daylight. Black daylight.
That was Black Daylight by Dream State Empire, and they're an amazing band. And they are through to the final of Battle of the Bands, the regional final in Wellington, which is taking place next Friday. And we are sponsored by Wairarapa Osteopathy. They have two locations that you can go and see them. One is in Carterton at Wairarapa Natural Health Centre, which is on it's on the High Street. It's where the Self-Heal Clinic used to be, and they are now at the Self-Heal Clinic as well. So this, which is on Lincoln Road, which is near Brian's, who we've got on the show this morning. And Sarah Beasley also has the Self-Heal Clinic, which is a natural health clinic, and she's a really very knowledgeable person as well. So thanks, Jane from Wairarapa Osteopathy, for sponsoring the show. And the other sponsor is my business, Fuzzbox Designs, and we do websites, digital marketing, we do all sorts of things. So if you want to get in touch with us, but although we've got a big queue of websites at the moment, so you're looking at February, but yeah, get in touch. We'd love to help you. Also, I want to mention, because some people have put some stuff onto the site, that Vanessa Jane shared an event. It's called Bubbles and Christmas Cake Special Shopping Evening. Now that's at Trade Aid, so you can come along and support. Give your support. The managers and volunteers love what they do. So come along to Trade Aid and have a look. And that's on the 27th of November at 5 o'clock. So you can pop over to that and attend it and help Trade Aid out. That would be fantastic. Good cause there and everything. So we've got Brian Stott from Brian's Furniture in the studio this morning. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning.
Again?
Again.
Again. So we're talking furniture this morning, and also business. So you got a great selection of outdoor furniture, because it's that time of year, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And look, I mean, just look at today. It's a fantastic day out there, and we all like to get a bit of vitamin D and a bit of sunshine. Barbecues, sitting outside, having a couple of beers with your friends and family.
Yeah.
And there's such a variety available these days. So we've got your natural timber ones, made by Dunks Mobler, and then we've got some wicker, powder coated aluminium ones. All sorts, and different designs, some very modern, sleek ones, and then some more traditional ones. Umbrellas, touched on the barbecues. We've got the Ziggy range of barbecues from Massport, which are just fantastic. In fact, I had a couple of steaks on the little one in the back of the ute on the weekend.
Oh, nice.
So it's and we're all at work, two of the ladies are from hospitality, so they're,
Yeah.
they're chefs, so it's quite
Yeah.
it's quite handy as well. So we get a bit creative with the barbecues at lunchtime sometimes.
Oh, nice. I must come round.
Yeah, that's good.
Come and share some meat.
So yeah, Glenda's made some loaves of bread with onion chutney running through them. Beautiful. And then of course you've got your roast lambs and with smoked paprika on the outside of it, and all sorts. So these barbecues can grill, they can bake, they can roast. Pizza. Beautiful pizzas.
Wow.
Thin base pizza takes like 5 minutes.
And do they have accessories that
easy.
allow you to do all of that stuff?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep, there's roasting dishes, pizza plates, there's even kebabs. One of the it's quite neat. There's a kebab stick which is flexible, so you can end up with about a half-metre long kebab.
Wow.
Instead of all the little ones which end up burning.
Exactly, that's
So
right.
Very, very clever, very well thought out. Of little portable ones right up to larger ones where you can cook for 20 odd people. So yeah.
And that was a big thing. That was
Food.
another thing that I noticed when I came to New Zealand. That it's actually a standard thing that you need in your home when you come to New Zealand, a barbecue, isn't it? Everybody seems to have one.
Well, it is, and it's quite funny when you go to somebody's place or people come around. You might end up with half a dozen or a dozen people there, and it's a very social thing. It's a good time to catch up with people you haven't seen for a while. One funny thing though is, Rachel can be inside. She can prepare the salads and the potatoes, and she does a really good job there. But all the comments are always directed at the bloke who's who's cooking the meat. The lady of the house never gets any credit. I suppose as long as the meat's editable and it hasn't been crucified, they take all the glory. So I suppose it's one thing in life where we can take credit for.
Get the man to cook. You can actually get the kids to cook on the barbecue. They're like, oh yeah, let me get into that. But but that was the thing I noticed, because people have barbecues in England, but it's not like, because we don't get that good weather. It's like,
don't you?
It's like it could you think, oh, I'm going to organise barbecue, and it rains. It's just like, and we live near Manchester, so it was always raining. So it was nice. But coming here, it was like a cultural thing, and it was, people did things on the barbie, and everybody has a barbecue, and it was like, oh, have you bought one yet, when we arrived here? So it was a sort of and
I think families are also investing more money and time in their outdoor living. So a lot of people are putting covered areas in, and not just with dining outdoor furniture, but with lounge furniture as well. So if you're doing that and you've got a bit of corner under cover for a barbecue, why dirty your oven all the time?
Yeah, exactly.
And you can get some great flavours.
Exactly.
Whether you're smoking fish or whether you're just flash frying, there's all sorts you can do.
Yeah. So you mentioned umbrellas, because I've had a bit of a love-hate thing with umbrellas, but I think I must be buying cheap ones or something. Can you get an umbrella that can withstand the wind in New Zealand?
Just reading between the lines, I think, Nikki, I'm just taking a stab at it. You've had too many wines and you've gone to bed and you've left the umbrella up, and then you come back and it's turned inside out or not there.
Yeah, or they're broken.
Would it be like that?
Yeah, it would be like that. Yeah.
You can gather you're not the first.
No.
Look, there are some umbrellas which are a lot stronger than others, but it's also a little bit like a sail. So the bigger the umbrellas, the stronger they are, but then they'll catch more wind.
Yes.
Okay, so even your top ones can still bend, can still break. We've had cases over the years of wind gusts ripping them out of the table, flying up in the air and going through somebody's roof. It's no fault of the poor umbrella.
No.
But it gets a bit of a headache. But you do have a responsibility as well. So put them away when you go to bed if it gets too gusty.
I think I've been guilty of buying very cheap ones as well.
Sure.
Which is probably, for the amount of money that I've spent on all of those cheap umbrellas,
Oh, yeah.
I'd have been better buying something that
Exactly.
lasts.
Exactly, and it's not all about the frame as well. The Deer umbrellas that we've got from Danske Møbler, they've got a fabric called Sunbrella, which you know, is designed for UV and outdoor living. So it's got a 5-year warranty on the fabric.
Oh yeah, because you get such harsh sun here that a shade is essential if you're at that side of your house.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I mean, we hear about it all the time, not just for ourselves, with melanoma and cancers and everything. But I used to have brown hair, but I spent a bit of time outside. So, it all happens. It's got nothing to do with age.
I don't know what I'd done with mine then.
And your sunlight effects on the furniture side, it'll dry out timber, it'll affect your outdoor furniture and fabrics, and even coming through windows as well. But it's life. I mean, that's, it's one of the little downsides. Versus the other side of the coin, you could live in Manchester. Exactly,
and you'd be raining all the time.
And have pictures of sunshine on your wall inside.
And people, what they do in England is they build a conservatory and they live in that in the summer. It's, you can still be out, sort of outside in your garden, in your conservatory, but the rain's coming down,
So they live in there for summer? For 6 weeks?
Yeah. For 6 weeks, exactly. No, but 1 day, 1 week.
1 day. Okay.
I don't know what goes on down south. I was not a southerner, I was a northern lass, but we didn't get, if you look at St Helens where I came from, not much sun there really. We have 1 week of sun around Easter. Like there's the summer, then it's gone.
But it's
great here.
Yeah,
I was
it's good here.
Whoa,
it is
Wairarapa's brilliant.
And we have the thing I probably like about New Zealand climate is we have variety.
Yes, it's good. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people don't agree with me. They'd love 30 degrees every day, but you just get bored with it. Winter time, I like those frosty mornings as long as the sun comes out. They're beautiful. And then summertime, it's nice, and we're lucky. We've got rivers, beaches, so easy to get to in the Wairarapa as well.
Exactly, and it is beautiful, and so to get out and enjoy. The surroundings here, there's so much to do in Wairarapa. That's just one of those things, isn't it? It's just great to get out.
Yep.
Yeah, and you've got portable barbecues. You were saying.
Yeah, we do. We do. Yeah. So I mean, I just put the little Ziggy one burner that just goes in the back of the ute, and I just tie a gas bottle there. So get to where I'm going, put the tailgate down, and it's not huge, but you can cook for 4 or 5 people on that one. Yeah. Then the bigger, the 2 burner ones, people use those as well, and the 3 burner's great for doing big roasts, big leg of lambs.
Yeah, so big parties.
They come out nice.
Yeah,
really nice.
So
food is good.
So there you go. You can get down to Brian's furniture if you want a barbecue, and you'll show them all the range. So you can do that, and you can go down into Brian's. He's got all these brands, and I know you haven't got online shopping, but you like to sort of have that more personal service, don't you? That's what you're going for.
Yeah, we do. I mean, Nikki, we first met basically when I was in need for a new website and bits of pieces, and to need some help with social media, and we're slowly getting there.
Yeah, we are.
It takes time, especially because I wasn't brought up in that generation as well, so a bit of a slow learner there. Yeah. And the good thing about your business and Fuzzbox is it's virtually a one-stop shop.
That's right.
Because as a small business myself, time is really valuable, and then you've got your the internet and your website and your Facebook and your Instagram,
gosh, there's everything, isn't there?
And everything else. And from somebody who isn't that au fait with it, how do I connect all the pieces to it?
Yes.
To get these touch points with the public. It was so easy years ago. Just we had 2 newspapers, 2 radio stations, but. Yeah, the social media and the website's a very important part of it.
Yes.
So, but what we're developing that into, and with the video, which
that's right, we're doing some videos.
be up shortly. hopefully before February. But anyway,
Definitely,
shortly.
definitely. I'm still waiting for your jingle.
Oh, still.
You know that one, Brian's Furniture.
yeah, that's the one.
It's great. That I love that.
Yeah, so what we're actually trying to do is put a little bit of video there to give you, if you haven't been in before, you can log onto our website to
that's right.
then get a feeling of what we're
That's
about.
right.
Because it's still really important. You can buy some things online, but do you really want to buy a bed for yourself?
That's
or do you
right.
actually want to lie on it and get an idea of what it's like?
Exactly.
Do you want to buy a chair? You might be able to buy a bedside cabinet if you've got the dimensions and something simple like that.
That's
but
right.
where you are investing, a decent amount of money and hopefully a good product, one that's going to see you right and in comfort for quite a few years.
That's right.
Just take that little bit of time.
Yeah, and
Come in, let us talk to you, ask you those questions, and fit you into the right chair.
I mean, and I'm a technology buff. I'm a technology buff myself, but I actually don't buy too much online. I'm not a big online shopper. I actually do like to go into the shop and for somebody to actually sell me a product, that knows about what they're talking about. And sometimes you find that's a bit shocking when you go into somewhere that's selling tech because you know more than them and they're trying to bluff their way through it. And you're like, but coming into a shop and getting that personal service, I find is very valuable. So as a shopper.
Yeah, you're right. And you actually touched on it there where some of the products you're looking for as a customer, you may have more knowledge on it. And I always say this to whether it's people, the people who I'm working with or in other businesses, one of our greatest sources of information is the customer.
Yeah, that's right.
We're learning all the time. We're learning for that. The customer comes in wanting that three-legged basket or things like that. Is it possible? Where can we get one? And we'll make inquiries and bits and pieces. So we're learning all the time.
Yeah.
And hopefully we don't drop as much information out the other ear.
Because people do that. They do that Google thing, don't they? They go off and they research and they get all the information. They grab it all together and then they go in, I want this.
Oh, sure. And then they might even print it off a picture or they have it on their phone and then you look at the address and it's an Iceland company. Oh, that's easy to get.
I'd hate to be a doctor these days, Because
Dr. Google.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much knowledge in people's hands that they go off.
I've actually done that myself. Talking to a surgeon, I said, I went to see Dr. Google. What do you reckon about this?
But the thing is, you go and look up something as random as like a scab on your hand, and you've got cancer.
Oh, no. Well, it could be.
I know that's the thing. I'm terribly anxious about that stuff, so I'd stay away from it now because you can invent all sorts of things in your head. Really, with that kind of thing, really, it's completely mad. Moving on, I always ask people this when they come on my show: What do you think is the absolutely best thing about Wairarapa? What do you love?
Good question. Jesus, there's lots of good things. There's great food, great produce, easy to get around. We can drive from here to Martinborough quicker than you can get from the airport to the Harbour Bridge up in Auckland. I would say, though, it's actually the people, whether it sounds corny or not. Growing up in Christchurch, and actually still being a one-eyed Crusaders supporter.
Yep.
You always have this rivalry with the likes of Auckland.
Yep.
And whether it's right or wrong, you tend to think of the whole of the North Island as being like Auckland and having this rivalry.
Yeah.
So when we were, going back quite a few years ago when we moved here, it's like, are they all, are these North Islanders all like Jaffers or not? And we got here, and no difference to the little town of Woodend in North Canterbury where I was actually living. People would walk down. You'd walk down the road. People a stranger would smile or say hi. And I still remember when I came up for the weekend to look at the job. And I thought to myself, I need to go somewhere to have a drink. Where am I going to socialise? Like playing pool or snooker. And so I ended up going down to the RSA. Or Services Club, they call themselves now, and went in, saw Sue at the bar. This is 15 years ago. 18 years ago, and just said, look, I'm just thinking to move into the Wairarapa. Do you mind if I have a drink and that? And the rugby was playing, so I just sat at a little table at the back and watched the rugby. Well, next minute, Janet, she came over and put her arm around my shoulder and said, you can't sit here alone. So she took me up to a bar lean, and there's 10 other people there, Tony and his crowd, and got introduced to everybody. It took me another year to learn their names again. And that was, and got included into a group, watched the rugby. They gave me heaps, being a Crusader supporter and that, and I gave them heaps about not being able to drink tea because I didn't have any cups. So so that was that was a great experience, and it hasn't changed much. You know, people, and we're now like that. People new to the region, and there's been a lot of people. There
has been a lot of movement
from north recently.
Yeah.
They come to the shop, they've moved down, they need furniture, and they'll ask questions at the same time, and we'll be helpful. We'll put them onto a plumber or put them onto an electrician, and same as a lady I know in real estate has put them onto us for furniture, just friendly, just really just good, down to earth, friendly values.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Without having to be pretentious or anything. We're all we're all working, all trying to earn a quid to look after the family, roof over our heads, all the basics, like a lot of people in the world, and the Wairarapa is a great place to do that. So
that's great, isn't it?
It probably comes down to the people.
Yeah, it's great, and you're not the only person to say that. Lots of people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Lots of people. Oh no, I know.
Yeah.
And there's other businesses that share your building, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. When we developed the site 3.5 years ago, we. The back third of the shop, there's an opportunity there to create a couple of really good little spaces for people. Yeah. So we've got Lisa from Belladame, so she's got her hairdressing studio there, and so a regular stream of clients go through and see Lisa, and we always say hello, and they always wave when they come back through the shop, and it's quite handy because a lot of them buy furniture on the way through,
exactly,
and the way back. And the beauty for Lisa is easy parking. We've got 40 car parks out the front.
I know, it's great, isn't it?
So you don't have to struggle finding a park in town.
No, that's right.
So it's really good. And then probably about 18 months ago, Steve and Linda Oldfield from Shape Shop Gym. So they moved in and into the back there, and we've got you can access their gym off Railway Crescent or through the shop, and it's a ladies' fitness and nutrition centre, and look, they do a wonderful job, and speaking to a couple of people who've been there, they really changed lives. Changed lives.
It does change your life doing fitness. I can vouch for that.
Onto the nutrition side and weights, and it's interesting talking to them over the last couple of years as well. It's you think cardio, before you look into it, you think cardio is the only thing that's going to help you, running or cycling and that. And then you think, well, weights, it's just going to get me bulky. It's not going to do that, but it's not like that.
Not at all.
You build a bit of muscle, and the muscle then needs energy, so it draws it from your fat supplies, and you actually shrink while you're building muscle at the same time and getting stronger.
I know, and it's good. That's a good feeling, that getting stronger, isn't it? Because you do weights, don't you?
Yeah. Yep. And yes, look, there's some days where I have trouble walking.
Same.
2 days after, and you get in what you put out.
Exactly.
So you get out what you put in, and if you, with guidance from the right instructors.
That's right.
You can test yourself, push yourself in a safe environment, and it's not all. One of the things I found a year ago was it's not all just increasing the weight every time.
No.
Sometimes you can do the same exercise, go down in weight, but just do the exercise really slow, and different ways of challenging yourself. But no, it's great. It's great for your mental health as well.
It is. It's
one
brilliant.
of those things where you can just shut off, think about just that one exercise. Don't worry about the bills coming in, or one of the staff being sick, or
the
deliveries going out. Yeah,
It's really good.
balance.
It's really good for you. Said hello, Alan, my CrossFit coach, and Peda. The other night we did a really brutal thing. It was like burpees and lunges with weight over your head. Yeah, that was terrible. No, it wasn't terrible. It was great, actually. It was really good. I felt it, though, eh? Burpees are a pretty brutal exercise.
They are. And you're doing a blog as well.
Yeah, I'm doing a vlog, yeah. Nikki's CrossFit Journey. Yeah.
Are you doing getting anyone to video you while you're doing some of these exercises?
Well, it is quite interesting because I can't count on the coaches to do it all the time because they're obviously taking the class. So it's quite hard to get somebody to come down and do it. And doing it yourself, it's quite hard, you know. So it's like I'm after an action camera that I can get put on a bar and I'll just splice it, you know. But I've got some footage from that have been given for my next one. And I'm going to include some of my footage from my gig in the next one because it was quite funny. Some of the performance things that I did on Saturday I would never have done without doing fitness. So I did an air squat then I went like this and put my hand on it. It was like I was doing a barbell thrust. Yep. So it's like, there you go, there's my CrossFit moves in my performance.
It is funny, isn't it? And even if you're not at the gym, even if you're at home, even with something just like a dining chair, you can do 5 or 6 strength exercises just with that. So it's really a case of mental discipline as well.
It is.
One of my other bosses was telling me a story about mental discipline, how he practiced an ancient technique called Goya.
Yeah.
And that really helped him to meditate and to get stuck into stuff even when he didn't really want to. Sometimes you feel a bit lethargic. So you know what Goya stands for?
No.
Get off your ass. So just Goya. Okay, I'm going.
Yeah. Well, it's quite funny that you imply, though. I think when you start doing fitness, that you take some of those strategies that you learn into your everyday life. And on Saturday, I was singing a really hard out song. Gets me out of breath, like in the gym, and I'm thinking, there's a bit now that's going to go slow, so what I'll do is I'll use that to recover. And this is all going through my head in my performance. I'll use that to recover, and then I'll be ready for the next hard out bit, which is coming again. And I suddenly realised I'm doing what I do to get through these hard workouts on stage now. And one of the other things I joke about is when I used to go shopping, I'd put all my stuff down and shut the car door. Well, I can actually take a 12-pack up and shut my car door.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's just like, whoa. So it's I've got that strength.
And one of the things I sort of just clicked on when you're talking about that having that breather throughout your set, is you're obviously getting fitter because your mind is sharper. So
that's right.
Previously, you might not have even thought of doing that.
You just getting through the thing was an effort.
Oh yeah, we've been there, struggling. Yeah, I mean, I changed. I started doing exercise a couple of years ago, and I had to lift my shoe up to a chair to do my shoelaces up. It was really hard just to bend over. And I thought, still with 2 young kids, you want to spend a bit of time running around with them, if you can, or at least getting it up off the floor easier.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's definitely helped.
A few burpees will sort that out. So, it's been, we're running out of time. It's 10:28 already, so I'm going to have to sort of wrap up the show. But thank you very much for being a fabulous guest today.
Oh, Nikki, thanks for the opportunity. Look, your show's good. You're definitely helping us on the business side with Fuzzbox, and look forward to learning more about the social media side as well. So it's great.
That's my plan for this week, to get all that schedule set out for you guys, and we'll get that implemented. Well, it's 10:28 and we're coming to the end of the show. So it's been fabulous. Brian's Furniture is on Lincoln Road. He's got a website, briansfurniture.co.nz. Gosh, I've been stumbling to... So you can go over to that, you can have a look at what brands they've got, get in touch via a contact form, and phone them up. The phone number's on there, emails on there, everything's on there. So you can go and you just go into the shop. Very knowledgeable, lovely people. I'd definitely go there for my furniture. And we are sponsored. I must mention my sponsors. Thank you very much to Wairarapa Osteopathy for sponsoring our show, and Fuzzbox Designs, which is my business. We're back next week with another show with another fabulous guest. So make sure you tune in. This show is repeated on Wairarapa TV at 12 noon today, 5 o'clock, and 11 p.m. tonight, and 6 p.m. tomorrow. So you can watch it on Channel 41 or on the app. You can get the app. And that's fabulous. So I'll see you all again next week, and I hope you tune in and see us again. Thanks very much, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.